is actually really grim, but I have totally pulled an enemy raider's heart out of their chest before to repair a grandma.
Oh, they're not cars.
I think it worked.
Okay.
I think it worked. I don't think it might have been a synthetic heart.
Okay.
I distinctly remember, maybe it was because of mods or something.
Yeah.
But I distinctly remember having a lovely grandma character that wound up being an important part of the community because she was the best gardener I had.
Mm-hmm.
She developed serious heart disease and kept having heart attacks.
Ooh.
So I built a cryosleep pod and put her on ice until I could find a replacement heart.
Well, then...
Rimworld is kind of awesome at times. I'm going to talk a little bit more about Rimworld.
Today, Precarious plays
Deus Ex, Human Revolution. Very briefly, I want to go back and elaborate on something.
Yeah.
The reason why I say that I might never need to play Rimworld again once I can get Dwarf Fortress just on Steam.
Yeah.
Hold on, something's not right. These doors aren't closing. And I'm gonna shove a box of bars in my mouth. Okay, I just was not in the right spot.
Okay.
Just close, man. Just close, please.
Oof.
Uh-oh.
What's happening?
Somebody wandered up and opened the door, but they don't seem to have noticed me.
Okay.
So I guess I'm just gonna shimmy along.
Just the camera slowly pans. Excuse me, sir. Pardon me. Excuse me.
Do you see that?
What?
The floor texture
it's
is
wrong.
moving.
It's wrong.
Now, is that
The light?
that some sort of lighting? No, those look like diamonds.
Yeah, no, it's just the floor texture is wrong.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, but it looks like there's another texture. Do you see the little
there's
like the grippies?
Yeah, the round grippies and the colors. It looks like it's making me uncomfortable to look at.
I'm not sure if that's intentional or not.
I don't think it is.
Okay. Something Rimworld, something Dwarf Fortress. The reason why I say that Dwarf Fortress has been in development for so many years, it feels unfair to compare them. But Rimworld has one very important advantage, one very important element that I think makes it fair to talk about them in the same conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
The modding community.
Mm.
The reason why I like Rimworld is because it has a lot of holes, right? It has numerous gaps where gameplay can be inserted.
Yeah.
And somebody somewhere has probably made a mod to whatever you're thinking of. Somebody's probably made a mod for it. And the willingness of Rimworld modders to accommodate one another is it's sort of inspiring.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Is it just a sweet bunch of sweet modders that are like...
No, it's a bunch of sociopaths, but... I guess I'm not all. I'm being fishy.
You know when you...
Fishy.
You know when you said whatever you're thinking of, I was thinking pizza bakery. Is it like that?
Maybe.
Somebody mod in a pizza bakery option? Like pizza ovens with pizza crust and pizza toppings?
Possibly. More complicated foods, definitely. More foods, certainly.
Mm-hmm.
Let me give you an example. There's a mod that I'm waiting to reapply that makes beds more complicated.
Oh, why?
Because the base bed, this is actually a great example because I think it exposes one of the flaws of the base game. In the base game, whenever you make a bed, you use 40-something wood and you get a fully functional bed that is represented with a pillow and sheets out of it. Now, that is bizarre because in one of the slightly more complicated interactions, to make beer for your colonists to drink, you have to grow it, and then you have to sort of like mush it into what's it called? Wort? With an O?
I don't know.
Does that sound right?
Sure. I don't know very much about the fermentation process of beers.
So you have to mash it into a middle product, and then you have to store it in barrels over time. Not barrels. You have to store it in a container over time, and you have to keep that container at an appropriate temperature, or it ruins it.
And then you drink it. You don't sleep on it.
Right. And then you drink it, you don't sleep. And
then
what's
it's gone.
more, like most of the value of the bed comes from the craftsmanship. It comes from the quality of the build, not of like the materials. So when I say it makes them more complicated, I think it's a very appropriate complication.
Okay.
What it does is now whatever materials you were using before, you can still use them to make a bed, but now you just make the frame.
Yeah.
And then you have to use something softer and more flexible to make I think it's just like a sleeping set.
Yeah.
That's the idea. It's like mattress, pillow, sheets, all in one.
Bedding.
Yeah. And you pair it with the frame, and that's it. That's enough. But there's enough nuance within the system that it can give you stuff to strive for. For example, it adds a temperature offset depending on the material. So
I feel like there was somebody in there.
Hey,
no, it was
it's
just
somebody-
a screen.
no, it's somebody alive.
Oh, cool. Make sure you put that vending machine back
I will.
for their sake. Welcome to the limb clinic. You want the upgrade? We got it.
Jeez.
Oh. That poor traumatized receptionist.
So you can use different kinds of materials, and if you're in a very cold place, you're probably going to want to find some wool. Wool is just really good overall, like especially buffalo wool, which is the special Rimworld brand buffalo.
Yeah.
It's a domesticated, like genetically modified version. Buffalo are also in the game. They're much more aggressive. So you can make buffalo wool bedding, and it will keep you very warm and comfortable. But if you're in the desert, the goal is sort of like camel hair.
Right.
Because it will keep you cool and comfortable. But if you don't have any particular temperature requirements, regular old soft cloth is fine. Not as good as the other ones, but it's something you can grow and it's affordable. If you're in a scenario where you're like right at the start of the game and you're desperate and you just need some bedding, pelts, leather that you pull off of animals will be fine. And it gives you, like, you can upgrade these beds in more than one direction and more than one way. And it's a nice little complication. Right now I'm just waiting for like a dependency that it has. I think it's harmony hasn't been updated in a stable way yet.
You seem relatively normal, nicht wahr?
All things considered, yeah. You okay?
Thankfully, I was able to barricade myself in here when things got out of control. So, is it safe to come out now?
No.
No. The rest of the station is still under siege. You better stay here until help comes. In the meantime, is it possible to download Praxis software here?
Yes, of course. No damage was done to the computers. See for yourself.
Time for shopping. Oh, but I can't sell Well, I suppose I don't have anything else, so I can't take it with me.
Yep.
All right. So 2 more praxis. Might find a use for that.
I will remain here, where it's safe. If you need help, or get word of help, please come back.
Okay. Just put her vending machine back, okay?
Yes. Thank you for reminding me.
I'm worried about her. It's not good out here. That's not good enough.
No, it's gonna settle. It's gonna...
Okay.
Oh.
There.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Okay.
I feel better.
So... that mod, I noticed, has support for...
This is William Taggart. If anyone out there is listening, I'm begging you, help. We've barricaded ourselves inside the core server room. Many of us are wounded. Please, save us. Please, save us.
Ah, jeez. Do I... If I save him, I can at least rub it in his face, but I don't know. He's got a lot of ammo right now.
Remind me who William Taggart is?
Anti-augment activist. We spoke to him in his dressing room at the convention center.
Right.
Let me see. Is it... Apparently Bill Taggart is trapped inside the station. Should probably find him and see what he has to say. Do I want to talk to that guy? Do you want me to talk to that guy?
Look,
He might die. We don't.
Let's go get him.
All right, we'll try and find him then.
Fine. I mean...
Oh, I should wrap up super fast. Dwarf Fortress is what Rimworld is after mods. Basically. Like, honestly, every mod I apply, it's really just to add the complexity that the base game lacks relative to Dwarf Fortress. That's the moral of the story. Sorry it took so long. I like talking about video games. They're fun.
I would have never guessed.